Yo, what's up with y'all boys and girls, man? Hey, it's Jay Briggs here continuing to cook up this NBA action, man. Y'all know we do around the jam session. We cook up every single game, every single day, man. Money making Wednesday. Merry Christmas, happy holidays to each and every one of y'all. I appreciate y'all more than y'all know for spending some time with me on this national holiday. Hey, Christmas, NBA, they go together like peanut butter and jelly, man. Y'all know what it is, man. I'm excited. I'm pumped up. One of my absolute favorite days of the week. I'm going to be 1,000 with y'all. I'm not betting all that heavy tonight. I got one play I'm betting hard, and I got a couple of plays just sprinkled in there. But, hey, that's what I got going on tonight. I'm going to walk you guys through my thoughts on each and all of these games right here, right now. So without further ado, man, buckle up. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. Let's make some money today. Without further ado, man, let's hop right into today's NBA action. First game of the day. We're in the Garden. Madison Square Garden, where the New York Knicks are 8.5-point home favorites over the San Antonio Spurs, man. The NBA, they did it. They got Victor Wembanyama on Christmas Day. These Christmas Day games are humongous for the NBA. With the NFL going today, that's kind of crazy because the NBA Christmas was usually the NBA's day to showcase for the entire world. But the NFL said no longer. We got 2 games for y'all today. Watch this. But we ain't caring about that right now. We talking about hoops. Y'all know my thoughts on the New York Knicks, man. Overrated, overvalued. We can bet them in certain spots and situations. Overrated and overvalued teams do win and cover in certain spots. But there's also others where they're just laying too many points. And I think that's the case tonight for the New York Knicks. Personally, my line in this game would be Knicks minus 5.5. So I think there's a whole extra bucket worth of value on the San Antonio Spurs. Spurs have been a really good, scrappy team this season. They're much improved from what they were a season ago. The Knicks made a ton of moves over the offseason. They're the team of New York, so of course they have real expectations on them, just like every New York team does in every sport. I call it the New York tax, and the Knicks are paying the New York tax today. This line should be 5.5, not 8.5. The Knicks are the better team. Knicks should win the game. But no way in hell am I laying 8.5 points with them. I've been on them in certain spots and situations recently. I have liked what I've seen from them. But a game like this, national televised, NBA fought hard to get Wemby in this spot. I highly doubt they allow Wemby to get blown out in this spot. Just my thoughts, just my opinions, letting y'all know how I see the game, how I see it. I think San Antonio comes in and competes. This is Victor Wembanyama's first real game to showcase to the whole world. 11 o'clock start time. Hey, look at me. I'm Wemby. You feel me? In the Garden. I think it's a good spot for the Spurs to come here and compete. I want the points in my back pocket. Knicks are the better team. Knicks probably win the game. Highly doubt they do it in dominant fashion. Give me the points in my back pocket here with Wemby and the San Antonio Spurs. We keep it rolling. Next game up. We got my favorite team, the Dallas Mavericks, at home, at the crib with the Minnesota Timberwolves rolling in. A Western Conference Finals rematch is what this is, man. Of course, we know how it ended last season. The better team won, prevailed, and punched their ticket to the NBA Finals in the Dallas Mavs. So when the chips mattered most, we saw who the better team was. Then we also seen these teams match up once this season in Minnesota. Playoff revenge spot for the Timberwolves in that game. They lost 120-114. Minnesota has played better recently, but let's call a spade. They're still the house of disappointment. They're still a 500 basketball team, and I'm just not liking what I'm seeing from them overall. The Mavs, this team is balling. I know they lost 2 games recently. One, they were missing both their 2 best players in Luka Doncic and Kyrie Irving. And then the very next game, they got that quick revenge and took the Clippers behind the shed. The other game they lost recently was against the Thunder. They just outright lost that one in the in-season tournament game. Shout out to Thunder Buddies. Outside of that, though, the Mavs have been on absolute fire, on an absolute tear. I faded them the other night against Portland, and I felt like a complete idiot. And I'm not doing that tonight. I'm on my favorite team, the Dallas Mavs, laying the points. We're the better team, playing the better basketball. Minnesota is still the house of disappointment. They couldn't get their playoff revenge at home earlier this season, so I don't really like that angle for this game today. Mavs' first NBA Christmas game at home in a while. I expect this venue to be on the 1 million, rocking. I expect Luka, who has dominated on Christmas Day, to have a monster day. I would look at taking his overs on props. He probably has a 30-point trip dub loading tonight, man. I ain't lying. I think the Mavs beat up on the Timberwolves. A nice 7, 8, 9-point win for the Mavs when this one's all said and done. I don't like the addition of Julius Randle to this team for Minnesota. It's really kind of thrown off the mojo of this team. The loss of Karl Anthony Towns, I think, really hurt this team. To be in the Western Conference Finals a season ago and then the very next season to only be 500 at the Christmas break is really concerning. I'm going to continue to fade the House of Disappointment. I'm on my favorite team, the Dallas Mavericks, laying the points. Here in this. Next game up, we're in Boston, the other Garden, TD Garden, where the defending champs are laying 8.5 points on the Philadelphia 76ers. I'm on the Celtics laying the points in this one, coming off a loss, national televised game, going up against a bad team. They should take this team behind the woodshed. I know we've run into major issues this season, laying extended numbers with Boston. I get it. But you've also run into real issues thinking Philadelphia is going to wake up and do something as well. Philadelphia is not a good basketball team. Until they show me that they are, I want to continue to fade them. It's ultimately all it comes down to. Embiid was acting soft as hell last game, and I think he's going to be just as mad this game going up against the best team in the league. I think this is a lock-in spot at home at the crib for Boston. Is the way I see this one. Boston is head and shoulders better than Philadelphia by a pretty wide margin. Boston has shown the ability to play down to their competition this season. That is the one thing that makes me nervous. But coming off a loss, I don't think we see them do that. On Christmas Day, at home, national televised, I think this is a flex their muscle style game for Boston. I think they show the world that they are still the best team in the league. Philadelphia, they are as bad as their record says they are. I'm tired of hearing the Embiid wasn't playing. Wait till Embiid comes back. I'm tired of hearing all that shit, man. I'm fading them. They're one of the worst ATS teams right now currently. We're going to continue to fade them. Bounce back spot at home in the Garden for the Boston Celtics is how I see this game shaping out. I'll lay it. Here in this one. Next game up. Y'all know they had to give the LeBron Curry battle on Christmas Day. Y'all know they was going to do that. The OGs, man, the GOATs, battling it out. We got the Los Angeles Lakers out on the road facing the Golden State Warriors. 4.5-point home favorites in this thing. The Warriors have lost 4 of their last 5, including losing outright at home in their last one to Indiana, 111-105. They beat Minnesota the game before that. They just have the number of Minnesota. But lost 3 games prior to that. Memphis, Dallas, Houston. The Warriors, they've been free falling. They started the season off red hot. Recently, they've just been an outright fade. The Lakers, when they're favored, no way in hell am I looking in their direction. But as underdogs, they've been trustworthy, and they're dogs today. I'm on the Lakers, plus a 4.5, maybe even sprinkle outright on the money line. I just want to continue to fade Golden State while they're in this funk that they're in. And the Lakers, again, they're trustworthy as dogs. We've seen them win 3 games outright as underdogs. Memphis and Sacramento twice. They were dogs in all 3. They won all 3 outright. Then they were favored over Detroit and lost the game outright. Just trusting my eyes, trusting what I've seen. That's the Warriors are struggling mightily right now, and that's that the Lakers play really well as dogs. I think this game's going to come right down to it, and in the game that comes right down to it, I want the points in my back pocket with the Lakers. Keep an eye on the injury report. Anthony Day-to-Day Davis is game time decision. LeBron, old man James is game time decision. D'Angelo can't get a bucket. Russell is game time decision as well. I'm expecting all 3 of those guys to play, though. I am. I'm expecting them all to play. Fading the Warriors ultimately is what this game comes down to. This team has been free falling, and until they show me signs of life, I want to fade them. Lakers been solid as a dog. Sign me up. I'm on the Lake Show, plus the points. Hearing this. Last and final game of the night. We got the Denver Chicken Nuggets out on the road facing the Phoenix Suns. Denver, 2.5-point road favorites in this game. Injury report, we got to talk about it. Devin Booker will not play in this game. He was game time decision most of yesterday, but he got ruled out late last night. He will not play. For the Nuggets, keep an eye out. Jamal Murray, game time decision. Look, the Nuggets, they played much better recently. They finally have cut it on after a rough start to their season. They've won 4 of their last 5. beat up on the Clippers at home, won on the road at Sacramento, won on the road at New Orleans, beat up on Phoenix just the other day. Their one loss came on the road at Portland. Taking a deeper look at the Nuggets, they're still basically the same team we've known them to be. I trust the Nuggets at home, at the crib. Laying points with them on the road, yeah, I can't do that, won't do that. Let's look at their last couple road games. They did beat the Kings. They beat them by 1 in that game, though. They lost to the Portland Trail Blazers on the road. They went to overtime with the Pelicans on the road. So when you do a deeper look, the Nuggets on the road, they're not really playing that great. And I'm not rushing to lay 2.5 with them in this spot. I'm on the Suns. I like the spot for the Suns. Quick revenge as they just got blown out by Denver the other day in Denver. Quick revenge spot. Y'all know I love quick revenge. Bounce back spot at home at the crib that also happens to be a revenge game. I love that spot and situation. And we're getting plus money. They're dogs. I don't trust Denver on the road. I wish Booker was playing. I hate betting Phoenix when they're not healthy. I hate betting Phoenix overall. Phoenix is one of the worst ATS teams last 2 seasons combined. They're terrible. They've only covered in like a 40% clip. So fading them, you're covering at like a 60% clip, which is a humongous edge here in the NBA. But I got to trust the spot. Got to trust the situation. Y'all know I'm a spot and situation style better. And the spot and situation puts me on Phoenix. Don't trust Denver on the road as it starts with. Quick revenge spot for Phoenix. Bounce back spot at home that also happens to be a revenge game. KD on Christmas at home. Come on, Suns. Just come out and get it done. I don't bet you boys often. I like the spot for you today, though. You should beat Denver in this one. Give me the Suns plus the 2.5 or outright money line here in our last and final game of the night. And that's going to conclude this episode of my NBA Jam Session. As always, I appreciate each and every one of you that continue to tune in and watch this video. Money Making Wednesday, ladies and gentlemen. Christmas Day. Let's do what we do, which is kick the crap out of the books betting hoops. Let's make some money tonight, man. I appreciate y'all more than y'all know. All I ask is that you smash that like button for me. You subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And as I always say, man, if you're rocking with me, rock with me. I'm active on Instagram and Twitter all day long. There's a link for both in the description below. And, of course, I have premium plays over at the site. You can scoop up that NBA play of the day. We've hit 21 of 32 on that NBA play of the day. Our last play we had the other day was a push on the Thunder laying the 18. So we're 21, 10, and 1 last 32 on that NBA play of the day. You can scoop it up today, man. I'm loaded up on it. So, yeah, that's what I got going for y'all, ladies and gentlemen, tonight, man. I appreciate y'all more than y'all know. Merry Christmas. Enjoy the day with the fam. And I'll see y'all, ladies and gentlemen, tomorrow. I'm out of here. Peace.